Okay, so every 2 weeks, and this newsletter goes out every 2 weeks. 99% of our agents send it every 2 weeks. You can go monthly if you want to, but we know of no good reason, unless you're sending two or three other things to your client base. But what happens is before the newsletter is launched, the agent gets a 4 day notice and a 1 day notice. When they get that 4 day notice, they can call us and say, "Hey, Al, I want to put in a listing, a just sold, an open house, a testimonial, my favorite restaurant, a beauty salon, what's going on at the Chamber of Commerce, an event calendar." We have all these great assets, if you will, and we call these the ability to get hyper local with your clients, prospects, and friends. That's what we do. So we could bring in just about any content, put it in the newsletter, fire it out, and then, of course, it's all going to be tracked. So what we know is that agents like to get intelligence on what's going on inside of their database. And what do we mean by that is, wouldn't Samantha want to know when somebody clicks on an article called "What Sold Down the Street?" or "How's my home equity doing?" or "What's my house worth?" Okay, those kinds of predictive articles we're putting in her newsletter, as you see on the left side. Every article, every link can be tracked. So at a moment's notice, and when I say a moment's notice, it's 20 seconds. When somebody clicks on a particular article, when somebody clicks on a particular link, okay? We built this for intelligence. That's why we don't put in chicken pot pie recipes. We don't put in moving day tips, okay? Your typical realtor fluff. No, not with us. Hard hitting, actionable, and hyper local. That's what we call it, our theme around here. Over on the right hand side, budget busters. Anytime you can deliver content about kitchen and bathroom remodeling, always gets our best hits. Okay, so we're going to show you how to analyze all the opportunities that is found when we call this stuff intelligence. Okay, up on the top right, my favorite restaurant. Down the bottom here, get the inside scoop on Neighborhood 360. We're going to pull up a live report from the Neighborhood 360 report. In fact, Samantha, get one of your nice houses down in South Petersburg ready if you're still listening to me, and we'll pull up their address. Okay, so again, everything is tracked. We want the consumer to know that their appreciation here is the fact that they're going to keep getting every 2 weeks impactful information. That's it. I'm not saying this is not real estate, but it's more home ownership versus real estate. We still cover real estate. We'll bring in your listings, your just solds, your open houses. We'll do all that. Down the bottom, or I'm sorry, the second article there is about homeowners insurance. We're always tracking tips, trends, and issues in home ownership. And right now, everybody's getting hammered with premium increases. We're doing a lot of work with those that survived the fires out in California, hurricanes, North Carolina. So we're constantly tracking these issues that are important to homeowners. Down the bottom, surprising reason to give your kids a credit card. We have all bunch of consumer awareness items, if you will. Okay, and we know that works because we know that the issue is permanent. We know that the issue is certainly resilient, if you will, because anytime you can update somebody on what's going on or how to save money on homeowners insurance, we're going to do that for you. So all of our articles we write, we could actually ask you if you want us to write a couple for you. And we could take any of the content that you're generating now on this page and burn it into an article on the newsletter. Okay, again, we want to be able to deliver content that literally on the fly that says to somebody, "Hey, this is different. This is a different kind of marketing that I'm seeing from other realtors in town." Okay, so again, we could bring in PDFs, we can bring in video. We're going to get you some great opens rate. This is Christy Martinelli's been with us for a couple of years. She's sending out 2,000. We're sending out for her, of course, 2,000, twice that every month, right? So 4,000 impressions every month is going out to her sphere of influence, okay? And what she loves about us is the ability to put in an article, a link that lands on her podcast, okay? So anybody out there playing with podcasts, we can get more awareness of it for you just by simply putting in your newsletter. Now, again, you've got to believe that of those 4,000 impressions every month, somebody's thinking about real estate, right? Well, we're tracking all the opens, clicks, and shares. Okay, so again, the idea is develop content, get it nurtured, get it out there, get intelligence on it, and then finally protect the database. That's what we're going to do for you. So here's Christie's dashboard. Everything is done in a dashboard. All your tools, newsletters that went out last time, newsletters that went out 6 months ago, newsletters that are going out in the next 2 or 3 weeks. We'll give you a preview, if you will. But you could see this amazing open rate here, 63.4%. Now, some would say, this stuff is so good, why doesn't everybody open it? And that's not the nature of email marketing. So what we know is we sent out 2,083 for Christie, 1,320 opened it at least once. But look at that number to the right there, 2,110 total opens. That means about 20% of our database is opening the newsletter, saving it in their inbox, and opening it again down the road, 2, 3, 4 weeks. Sometimes it's 6 months down the road. Our content is that good that they want to save it. Okay. So we're going to get you, a click rate, which is way above average. 63.4% of those who opened it, going to open it multiple times. Okay. Now, tell me the truth about this question. If I was in front of you, I'd say, hey, how many hits did you get on your website last night? They changed the subject. How many hits last week? Al, where would I go and find that out? That's probably a nice number. And we know it's not a nice number, okay? Because it's usually zero. Now, those of you that are, you have special programs, search engine optimization, you're probably getting lots of nice hits on your website. But the majority of agents aren't. So what we're going to do is we're going to put in 6 links on the top of the newsletter. My website, search home, testimonials. They're going to land on your website if you want us to. You don't have to put in 6. You can put in 2. But what we're going to do is we're getting many more people will be opening up your newsletter than visiting your website. We know that. So what we're going to do is we're going to put these links in, drive traffic to your website, and tell you who clicked on my website. Because if they land on your website and didn't do anything, maybe your website's not working, a lot of reasons, which I'll be able to talk to you about. But what you're going to see is these are all links to a page on your website. So again, we love to take content, nurture it, and make sure it gets engaged. And we track all this for you. Now, a new way for us to have a response for agents when they say, hey, Al, I got 300, 400 telephone contacts in my iCloud, in my phone, wherever. And I want to get some email addresses from these people. What do I do? Well, we can share your newsletter. We'll show you how to send it by text to your clients that are in your phone. Okay, so the idea is that we will, in fact, I want to prove this to you. Send me a text at that number. I'll turn my phone off for a second so we don't interrupt you. Send me a text at that number and give me your number. Obviously, I'll have that. And I'll pull up a report and send it back to you. Very, very cool to have the ability to ship your newsletter out by text. And then we also have a Join My Home Actions link, which I'll also put in that text. Okay. So what we want to do is we want to show you how easy it is to get people to say, here's my email address. Give me this newsletter every 2 weeks. I love it. And they will. Okay. Next one. Also, after the newsletters launch and they get opened by the consumer, at the bottom of the article is always a survey. And we could customize these surveys for you, but this clearly is somebody that's a hot lead. Considering buying a new construction home. That's what he just read. Yes, yes, yes. Does he know somebody thinking about buying or selling a home? Yes. So we use the content here to generate referrals, right? Because if somebody's happy with the content they're getting now, they're going to like it in 2 weeks. They're going to like it in 4 weeks. That's how we build that loyalty crusade that we talked about that was so important when we started the presentation here. So again, you and I could talk about what questions you want to ask and how the answers are going to come out. We work with you very closely. Now, sometimes agents will say, hey, Al, I just want this to be set it and forget it. I don't need, I don't have time for content. I don't have time for all this. And we'll say, okay, that's fine. But let me show you, just keep in the back of your mind the things that we can push out here. My favorite restaurant, my above 55 niche, right? Because she always has these resources going out for people more than 55 in her community. Inventory update. Here's what's under contract. On this next one, agents, I bet we have 25 agents all over the country that have a shred event going on the month of May. So they call us and they say, hey, Al, put in my information about the shred event. That's what we'll do. Down the bottom, we could put in video, down the video inside the newsletter. We don't link people out to YouTube. We want to play the video right inside the newsletter. And we do that. So many agents these days are just grabbing their iPhone, throwing out 30 seconds. How's the market doing? Welcome to Monday. Whatever you want to cover, we will burn it into that newsletter. And of course, we'll show you who clicked on the video, right? Because remember, everything is tracked. So you know who got what, when, what they clicked on, what they read. Now, let's get into our Neighborhood 360. So how many times have you been with a client in the car and they say, hey, Jim, that's a nice listing, but what do you know about the neighborhood? How's the market around here? Is there a Starbucks around here, a Dunkin' Donuts? So what we went out and built is the Neighborhood 360 widget, which allows us to put an article in your newsletter just like this, and the houses change every 2 weeks, the image. But it gives your reader the ability to do any research on any address or city anywhere in the country, okay? 155 million of them. So what I'm going to do now is bounce out of here, and I'm going to go to my navigator. And you guys should see a blue page in front of you. Can somebody respond, please, and tell me if you see that blue page?
I do.
Okay, good. Thanks, Cindy. All right, Samantha, you out there? Samantha? Where is Samantha? Raised her hand. Samantha, I want you to give me an address, and I'm going to search by address for this particular report. Samantha, you must be on, I don't know, but I can't hear you. So anybody else on the call, just pipe up and say, hey, here's an address I want you to use. Somebody give me an address. Cindy?
Hey, I just dropped one into the chat. If you can put that one in.
Oh, okay.
5 Butters.
Yeah. 109 Eden Isle?
That's Samantha's.
Oh, that's Samantha's. Where? Oh, 2745.
Yes.
All right. Control C back here. All right. So watch how fast this happens. I'm going to close this box, search by address, paste it in there. Let's go back and fix 2745 Butters Drive, right?
That's correct.
Oh, that's because I didn't click on search by address. Okay, why didn't this come up? 2745 Butters, B-U-T-T?
Yep.
B-U-T-T-E-R-S.
Huh, it's not showing up.
Where did that, we might be jacking more home sale data into that area.
Huh. Okay.
All right, give me one more, please.
Let's see. 868 Clifton, C-L-I-F-T-O-N Drive. Oh, wait, there it is.
Clifton Way. Okay, watch how fast, when I click this button, watch how fast we go through 155 million database records. Now, 1, 2, what was that, 2 seconds?
Yep.
Okay, so this report comes up. Everything I'm showing you is a PDF. Everything I'm showing you can be put on social. Everything I'm showing you could be printed out so you have it at the kitchen table at the open house. Community information, neighborhood statistics, you've seen all this before, but not in this kind of color, not in this ease of use, okay? Educational level of those in the neighborhood, workforce, household income, okay, all this information, and you could also compare 2 neighborhoods. Okay, you can see my mouse here. Then we get into the school information, right? We don't tell them what school the kids are going to go to. We just tell them where the schools are. We want to stay out of that fair housing issue, okay? So there's a lot of schools within, quarter of a mile there. That's pretty neat. Okay, and then home values. Everybody wants to know how's the market doing, right? And you can't just say, oh, it's nice. They're expecting facts and figures and opinion. That's what we're going to allow you to do. So sales activity, home sale price trends, what sold recently, what kind of houses, condo, multifamily, home sales by transactions. And then everybody wants to know this one, what's sold down the street? Okay, so what we did is we go out and we find out what's sold down the street of about a 4-mile radius. Now, these aren't comps. We don't want to get into your business. This is just show me the facts, ma'am. And what we're also here is, and you could track this, you could also save it. You can come back, it updates every 2 weeks. as we're doing in the other part of California. That's why I'm sure that's why the other report couldn't come up. And then we have, how do you respond to the answer? Hey, I heard there's a new Starbucks around here. Well, where would the new Starbucks be? It'd probably be under Perk, right? So we're going down here now, and these are all the coffee houses, the donut shops, the breakfast places you can eat at. Okay, you got Pete's, you got Krispy Kreme, you got everything out there. Look at it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Starbucks. Okay, within 3 miles of that address you gave me. Okay, so then let's go back to lifestyle, and then we can click on finer dining, what stores are available in the area, department stores, food stores. And remember, this all prints out in color, and this updates everywhere all month. Where are the gymnasiums? Okay, if you're into physical fitness, you've got to, know where the gyms are. So again, this is what we're going to do for you under our lifestyle report. And then where you're going to get your tattoos removed and your hair done. We've got all those resources here. And then finally, everybody's got to be a pet-friendly realtor, right? Because 65% of your clients have pets. That's what we know, and that's what we're helping you be the expert in. Even if you don't like pets, you certainly are showing a lot of concern for them, right? So you know where the Petco stores are, the animal walkers, the dog walkers, etc., and the veterinarian services. Okay, so then let's go back to 2 more pages on our PowerPoint. Okay, so again, this is great information. Now, what happens is after somebody opens up the articles, we're tracking this for you. So you know who pulled up a report. You know who pulled up a zip code report on an area. Now, look at this piece of information. This is an email that the agent gets 20 seconds after somebody opens up a report on your newsletter. So you want to know who's digging into 3 Bermuda Greens, Pine Knoll Shores, North Carolina. You know who it is? It's the guy that's actually opening up the newsletter. He's thinking of selling his house. So this is intelligence, if you will. Your screen is still, I didn't get back to this one. Sorry about that. Your screen share, let's put that back. Okay, so again, great data, great intelligence on what's going on inside of your database. This gentleman's telling you, he's pouring his heart out. Hey, I got to get out of this house. Maybe you can help me. Maybe a text, maybe an email. If you know them well, maybe a phone call. Okay, but you know how to follow up now, because I'm telling you what's going on in their life. And these are just examples. If we weren't able to pull up a report, you've seen these before. So at the end of the day, we know what to send. We send out 4 million newsletters a month. And why is this not? Your screen sharing is paused. I'm wondering why my. Hold on a second. Something happened there, guys. Okay, there's that. Share. Your screen is paused. I'm sorry about this, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what happened. But everybody sees an orange screen there, right? You don't see my PowerPoint?
Yeah, black screen.
Yeah, black screen. That's what. Why is this? Hold on a second. I'm going to try something. Stop sharing. Okay. More. Wow. I don't know what's going on here, but I will tell you, I obviously I'm pretty good with this, so I'm going to tell you what we have on the slides, which you can't see. So let me just do one more share attempt. There we go. You guys see my screen now?
Yep.
Okay, sorry, I don't know what happened there. But anyway, at the end of the day, we know what to send, okay? Not chicken pot pie recipes, not moving day tips. We know how to make it actionable and memorable, where this is what we're calling a crusade, right? A holy war on building the best possible database you can get. We're going to help you do that. We're going to nurture that database. We're going to protect that database. Okay. We know when to send it. Does anybody on the call, can you shout out and tell me what the best day of week is you should be communicating with your clients on this kind of information? What's the best day of week? I should have done a $50 gift card or something to answer this. Anybody know? Go ahead. Anybody want to come up with a guess? No, you're all shy, right? You're realtors. It happens to be Tuesday. Now, does anybody know what time on Tuesday? It's even more important than Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, which are the best 3 days. What time are we talking about? Guys,
10 a.m.
10 a.m.? No, keep going.
11.
Keep going.
Noontime.
Keep going.
Oh, my goodness. 3
Well,
p.m.?
2 p.m.? Very good. Between 2 p.m. and about 3:45. So 2 to 4 on Tuesdays. For some reason, and we don't even have an answer for you. If you were to say, why is it that time, Al? We don't know, but the numbers don't lie. We're tracking 4 million opens every month, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday in the afternoons, Tuesday being the best. Okay, so we know how to send it too. It's got to be pretty cool, good looking stuff on an iPhone. And I'm going to send you, remember, I'm gonna, in a couple slides, I'm going to show you my text number again. I'd like you to text me and I'll send you back a really cool report and you'll see how this thing works. Looks great on the newsletter, looks great on the iPhone. So we know how to lock in exclusive value. Everything I just showed you, they can only get from you because you put their email address in first. Okay? Not second, not third, not fourth. When we bring your list in, it may say, hey, 3 or 4 of these have already been taken and you can't get them because no consumer sees 2 newsletters from 2 different agents. Okay? So let's figure out how well you guys are getting protected here by ROG. When we started our contract 5 years ago, ROG said our agents don't like paying setup fees. And I said, well, that's great, but most of our content, most of our work is up front. We'd like to get paid for that. So I lost that negotiation. So the $99 one-time setup fee that everybody else pays, you guys don't have to pay because we're all with ROG. Okay? Then the monthly payment normally goes to normally it was $69 for a newsletter every 2 weeks. We knocked that down to $50. Okay? And how we did that was we came in and we worked with a whole bunch of ROG broker owners throughout the country, as we have been, and they're saying, hey, cut my guys a deal, cut my guys a deal. I was getting emails yesterday, hey, Al, if any of my guys show up, cut them a deal. So we're good at cutting deals around here. So what I've been asking agents to pay, just think of as a trial, 1 month, $50, newsletter every 2 weeks. So at the end of the first month, you're going to have 2 newsletters on the street. If you don't see the buzz, if you don't feel it, you don't get the vibe that it's going to work, you get your money back and you get your database back, right? We don't own your database, you do. We just nurture it for you. Okay, so we're asking you to come in at $50, and that is a one-time fee or month to month. Cancel it anytime you want. No contracts. No one's holding up your credit card. Okay, and you've seen lots of programs in the real estate industry that make you lock up for 12 or 24 months. That's not us. So what I'm going to do now is, let's see, we've got 13 people on here and about 4 more coming on later on for those that missed it. Here's what I can do. That $50, if we can get 6 agents to say they want to talk to me or subscribe, I'll take that $50 down to $40. Okay, so we're asking you for $40 for 1 month. If not, you get it back. You get your database back. If you want to stay month to month, it's $40 for a newsletter every 2 weeks. And you get me to manage your account. I'll be taking you under my wing to make sure this thing works. Because the last thing I need is for you to go back to your ROG broker owner and say, hey, Albert ripped us off. Okay, that doesn't happen or we wouldn't be on this call. Because you did get some notices from ROG. So if I'm going to open up the chat box here, and let's see if anybody, Brian, sorry you're wrong about Monday, but that's all right. And by the way, 9 out of 10 agents that get this correctly are women. So they have a better keen idea as to how to do this stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask everybody that's interested at $40 and you're saving another 120, you're saving well over $300 here. And I'm going to ask you to just chime in with your name and I'll give you a call later on and we'll get this thing going for $40. And you may be the first one in your office that has this. You may be the 10th one in your office that has this. Okay. I don't know where everybody's from. So let's have some questions about the program. You can go off mute and then, okay, there, I'd like to review presentation later also. Okay, Samantha, you already have this, but we'll be able to show you later on. Lisa Vickers, right? Okay, so open it up to any questions about the service, about the pricing, about the nurturing that we're going to do for you. Hit me with your best shot. Go ahead. Man, do I have a quiet crowd out there. Oh, hi, Lisa. Lisa Vickers is in, broker owner. Okay, so no one's got any questions, huh? Can I use it for recruiting? We already have a recruiting version of the newsletter for broker owners, Wendy. You can call me later on, send me a text. I'm going to put my phone number up here now. And I'd like anybody to text me and I'll send you one of those reports. Text me, I'll send you a newsletter. Okay, and you'll see exactly how it shows up. Pretty cool. Wendy, again, we have a 30 or 40 broker owners throughout the country that are using my recruiting service, and we're educating everybody in the MLS as to what culture is, what's 100%, what's the university look like. Okay, we've got all that. So think of this subscribing, just winging it, if you will, for $40. I can't go any lower than that. But the idea, again, is that we will be able to show you, certainly after the first or second newsletters, that this thing has got wheels. It's going to work. Okay. We all know, I think, deep down that this is going to work and this is what you should have been doing the last 10 years, but no one's ever brought it to you all wrapped up for $40 a month. Okay. So we've got to get 6 people to agree to talk to me or actually want to subscribe. And it looks like 1, 2, 3. Somebody will watch it later on. That's 4. They're going to reach out to me. All right, so we got 4. So I need 4 people, 2 more people that are going to say, hey, Al, I'd like to talk to you. I've got some questions about this. I'm busy. I have to leave early, whatever it is. Somebody just fill out the last form there on the web chat. I can't see your full phone number. I'm sorry. Let's move this over. 570. My phone number is 570-510-3507. Okay. 570-510-3507. I'm sorry that was blocked, Wendy. I didn't even see that. Okay. Any other questions about anything? Samantha, you've got this. Lisa, you've got this.
Al, I'm interested.
Okay. Who's that, please?
Cindy.
Oh, hi, Cindy. All right. Then I just need one more to make that official to $40 because I hate to charge you $50 when we're so close to 40, right? That's another $120 I'm going to save you. All right, Cindy, thanks for doing that. I'll reach out to you, Cindy.
Yep.
Anybody else want to come in here to be the hero of the day?
Someone else is interested.
Where's that? Hold on a second. Down the bottom?
Yes,
I
Jesse.
can't unmute right now, but I'm interested. Okay, Jesse. Okay, it looks like we got an official 6. So congratulations, you guys got me for another $120, which is $10 times 12 months. There's also usually somebody says, hey, is there an annual plan? And we have an annual plan. It works like this. There would be a one-time $500 payment, but it's good for 14 months. Not only your 12 months, but we throw an extra 2 months on there. That would cost $500, of course, refundable. And what you get for that is a newsletter every 2 weeks, just like the regular Realtor version I was showing you. But you get an extra 2 months of free. So that's 500 versus, let's see, 40 In fact, that's not even a good deal now because
No.
40 times 12 is 480. That's the best deal I've had in months. And my guys are going to tell me I'm crazy, but that's why I run the company. So if anybody's got a question, where did Lisa, look at Lisa, you still there? Samantha, is Lisa still around? Okay. In the mail, okay, we got another question coming in here. For some reason, Samantha and I can't speak. We can only do chat. Well, why is that? Let me push the button here. Promote the panelist. And it should clear up. It might clear up in a couple seconds. I frankly, Samantha, don't want to be messing with this because of what we just had. So I can't unmute right now, but I'm interested. Jesse, I'll give you a call after this. Okay, anybody else? I don't want to keep up your time. You scored a good bargain. You're saving hundreds of dollars with this program. And I want you to be a raving fan because like some of them on the call here, they've already told other people in the office about this. If that happens and they join, you get 2 more free months, okay? So we're always loving the ability to give out free months because you referred us to somebody else. Okay, next question. I'll make sure this is the last question in there. We're interested too. Sweeney, everybody. Yep, got that one. Host and panelist. All right, well, I'm going to take off. Everybody, I'll put my phone number up there one more time. 570-510-3507. Hit me with an address anywhere you are, and I'll send you to the newsletter or I'll send the community report. Okay, there's 4 more. Okay. All right. So again, thank you again for your time you spent with me. I hope you learned something. I hope you learned about the timing of the, and what kind of content works and what kind of content doesn't. And I'm here all the time to do any Zooms in your office where you can earn 2, 4, 6, 8 months of free service. We really incentivize agents to spread the word because it does work. Okay. If it wasn't working, we wouldn't be on this call. Okay. Well, thank you again. And everybody's got my phone number, 510-3507. And we'll see you soon. Talk to you literally in the next 5 minutes. So I'm going to go right down the list. Okay. So thanks again and have a good day. Bye-bye.